This time we're finding the distance between two parallel lines, and I want to set those equations up in slope-intercept form first. Okay, that way I can graph them very easily. So I'm going to subtract 3x from each side here and get y equals negative 3x plus 3. See, that makes it so much easier for me to graph it. So here, drop 3, 1, 2, 3, run 1. I can put this line up here real quick. So there's the first line. That's this one that I did in red. And then we can do the second one in blue. I need to subtract that 17 from each side. That gives us a really, really low y-intercept. So we're down here at negative 17 for our intercept. And we're parallel, so let's see if I can just sketch it enough that it doesn't cause us serious concern here. Yeah, that's pretty good. So those are our two parallel lines. After we get them graphed, we're going to look at this and we're going to have to choose one of these intercepts. It doesn't matter which one we choose. I have a tendency to believe that most of you chose this one, so you didn't have to deal with the negative 17. And I probably would have done the same thing. It would work out either way, though. So what we're saying basically is that 0, 3 is our point not on the line. So we're using the blue line as our line and this red intercept as the point not on the line. Now we're going to do exactly what we did on the last problem, except for this time we're given some of the information. We don't have to go hunting for a lot. Okay, so first thing I need to do is find the equation of the blue line, because again, it's this distance we're looking for. That distance right there, that's going to be the answer to the problem. So I've got to come up with that point. And to find that point, I need the equation of the blue line and the equation of the black line. The equation of the blue line, lo and behold, they have already given it to us. The equation of the black line is easy to find because I know that my slope is the negative reciprocal, and I already know my intercept is 3. So those were easy to come up with. Now we're going to solve the system to come up with point P sub 1. How would you like to solve the system? You want to substitute this time? You want to set them equal because they're both equal to y? Okay, so let's bring the 3x over. And that's going to give us 3 1/3 x, which is the same thing as 10/3. And then let's take our 3 over. Multiply both sides by 3/10. X is negative 6. Check my arithmetic. Then if I plug in negative 6 into one of the originals up here, I'm going to get, let's see, 1/3 of negative 6 is negative 2. So y is 1. So my point out here is negative 6, 1. Should it be negative 1? Let me double check. Because it could just be that my graph was so off. Negative 6. No, it's just that it's ugly because I didn't have a grid. Again, as Casey asked, I will give y'all a grid. So you won't have that problem. Okay, so I know my point's negative 6, 1. Now all I have to do is find the distance between the 2 points. The reason I write it over again is because I feel like if you're having trouble not remembering it, the more you see me write it, the more likely you are for it to stick. Okay, so here we go. Negative 6 minus 0 squared plus 1 minus 3 squared. That's going to be 36 plus... Now look at this, sweethearts. Square root of 40 is the answer, and I will take that on the test. But remember, in SAT, ACT, that may not be listed. They may list that in simplest radical form, which means they have pulled out any perfect square factors and changed it to 2 root 10. Okay? So if you don't know how to change that, you need to learn that. Or get with me and let me show you how to do that. It's not that difficult. But we don't know on one of your college entrance tests what they're going to do for that. And I believe that is 6.3 approximately. So that one's a little bit easier, I think, than the first one. Are we good? What question?